So while everyone else was sitting on their eggshells, waiting and anticipating on who was going to be Brock Lesnar's opponent for MSG, which turned out to be Austin Theory, tonight was another really great show from Impact Wrestling Sacrifice, man, and I'm here to bring you all your official pay-per-view review of this show. Lots of stuff happened on this show, man, so we're not going to waste any time. We're going to get right into it. First off, man, we had the Impact X Division Championship being defended as Trey Miguel takes on Jake something. And this is a really good opener, man. Really, really good opener, man, from both men. I said it before in my predictions that, the X Division it's one of my favorites. And once again tonight, man, the X Division crew just did not disappoint, man. Like I said, really great opener from Trey Miguel, retaining his Impact X Division Championship, and good on Jake something, man, for it. Even despite getting the L, he still put up some effort. All right, next, we had Eddie Edwards taking on Rhino. Obviously, we all know how this boiled down. This all boils down to Eddie Edwards, of course, turning on Team Impact. And speaking of Team Impact, during what, in my opinion, I thought this was another pretty good match. We saw Team Impact come out, because Honor No More was out there and stuff. But we see Steve Maclin come out, and Steve Maclin, he's telling Rhino, like, hit him with the gore. But then he hits Rhino with the kendo stick. So Steve Maclin, now, commentator was pointing out, like, saying, like, Steve Maclin is alone. Like, he didn't, like, join Honor No More. Because I know a lot of people, like, did he join Honor No More? But I guess Steve Maclin's just going on his own. So, but either way, because of this, man, Eddie Edwards was able to pick up the win. Eddie Edwards defeats Rhino. Next, we had a tag team match playa for the Impact Knockouts Tag Team Championship. Of course, the Influence defeating the Inspiration. We have new Impact Knockouts Tag Team Champions because Caleb with the K came out, and for the most part, I actually thought this was a pretty good tag team match for the women. But we saw Caleb with the K came out. He was supposed to stay backstage, but he came out and he grabbed like one half of the titles, and I guess it seemed like he was trying to hand it to the Inspiration, but one of the girls on the Influence got it, and because of that, they were able to pick up the win. So the Influence are your new Impact Knockouts Tag Team Champions. But for the most part, really good tag team match, ladies. But Caleb with the K, he didn't seem too happy about that. He was kind of like, oh man, like that's not good. You know what I'm saying? He kind of had that not so good look on his face. A really great match, man, after this match between Jonah and PC. Oh my goodness, when I tell you these two big men went at it. These two big men went at it, dude. Like, you freaking have well, we all know how crazy PCO can get, but Jonah with the freaking oh my gosh, like just the tombstone and on the freaking steel steps. I mean, like, jeez Louise, my dude. Jeez freaking Louise. Like, it's insane, man. It was absolutely insane. But obviously, man, Jonah gets the win here. I'm really curious to see what they do with Jonah. Like, what are they going to do with Jonah from here? Like, you know what I'm saying? But, yeah, man, he beats PCO. And like I said before, man, this was a really great match. So, yeah. Okay, so after all that, man, we got, now my personal opinion, this is match of the night right here. Mentor versus student, Jay White defeating Alex Shelley. I mean, counters, reversals, the story, again, with Alex Shelley being Jay White's mentor. It really served up as a really great match, man. Again, me personally, match of the night for me. And Jay White gets the win. Jay White gets the win there. And Alex Shelley's like, you done well, my good sir. Let me stick my hand out to you for respect. But Jay White's like, and Jay White's like laughs off and leaves. And like commentary mentioned, like, hey, this ain't the same Jay White that Alex taught. Like, this is Switchblade Jay White. Next, we had the ROH Women's World Title being defended. Deanna Purrazzo having an open challenge, and who came out? Chelsea Green came out. That's right. Chelsea Green tries to step up to Deanna Purrazzo. This was a solid match for the women, but Deanna just goes in on Chelsea's hand. And we all know Chelsea. She's had a history of hand injuries. And she makes Chelsea Green tap out. Mickie James comes out, because obviously Mickie James, Chelsea Green, they're best friends, so she's trying to see if her best friend is okay and stuff. And then after that, we see the next match, Mickie James versus Tasha Steelz for the Impact Knockouts Championship. And after what was a really good match between the women, we see Tasha Steelz defeating Mickie James and becoming the new Impact Knockouts Championship. I did not see this coming. But hey, Tasha Steelz, she's the new champ. So tell me how y'all feel about that, man. I was not expecting that whatsoever. Mickie had a solid reign. Well, actually, I thought Mickie had a pretty good reign as champ. I mean, she had a pretty good few months. So if I'm a Mickie fan, I wouldn't be too disappointed. I think she had a pretty good reign. And putting over someone like Tasha Steelz, I think in and of itself, that's pretty good as well. Next, we had a tag team match, playoff for the Impact World Tag Team titles, Violent by Design defeating the Good Brothers. Thank God we have new tag team champions. I thought this was a great match. I'm not the biggest fan of the Good Brothers. I think the Good Brothers are slightly overrated, in my honest opinion. But tonight, I think even with them and Violent by Design, they put on a really good tag team match. And Violent by Design getting the win, I just felt like that was the right call. And that was the right booking decision by Impact Wrestling. Next, we had the main event, Moose and Heath. And you know what, man? We all knew that Heath wasn't going to win, okay? We all knew Heath wasn't going to win, right? But I will give credit where credit is due. Heath did put up somewhat of a fight against Moose. But in the end, the wrestling god prevails. Moose retains the Impact World title. But after the match, we see the return of Josh Alexander. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We all thought Josh was done. We all thought he was leaving. We all thought the whole thing wasn't a work. Well, I knew it was a work. But a lot of people didn't think it was a work, man. A lot of people thought he was gone. But no, Josh Alexander is here. He is back, and he is live in living color. And we all know what this is going to lead to. Josh Alexander versus Moose, probably at Rebellion. Who knows? We're going to have to see what happens. But, yeah, man, it's really cool, man, to see Josh back. I think if there's anybody who rightfully deserves to take the title off Moose because the story sells itself, it's Josh Alexander. So that has been my Impact Wrestling Sacrifice review, man. Remember to subscribe to the channel, like for more content. I will be back tomorrow, AEW Revolution, so be on the lookout for that. If you haven't also checked out my predictions for that show, go check it out. This has been the Kid DC Wrestling, and so, yeah.